Welcome back. Last time, we explored mindful spending, aligning our purchases with our values.
Right. Using that pause to ask, does this really matter to me? It was surprisingly effective.
Exactly. Today, we're looking at the other side of that coin, mindful saving. It's not about hoarding money or depriving yourself. It's about proactively building the life you want.
Which sounds great, but saving often feels like a chore, or worse, a punishment for spending.
That's the mindset we want to shift. By the end of our conversation, the goal is for saving to feel less like a restriction and more like an act of self-care, a way to fund your future peace and possibilities.
Okay, saving as self-care. I'm listening.
So let's define our terms. Mindful saving is the practice of being consciously aware of your financial goals and putting money toward them with intention, but without judgment.
Without judgment, what does that mean in practice? Like not beating myself up for not saving enough last month?
Precisely. It's about observing your patterns. I didn't save anything last week. I wonder why. Instead of spiraling into guilt. That curiosity is where the power lies. The research is clear. This kind of mindfulness reduces financial stress and leads to better decisions.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about the feeling behind the numbers.
That's the core of it. It starts with the same foundation as mindful spending, your values. Why are you saving? The answer can't just be because I should. It has to connect to something meaningful.
Okay, so instead of a vague emergency fund, it's more like a peace of mind fund for when life happens.
You've got it. That simple reframe changes the emotional weight of the act. It's not about restriction, it's about creating security. One of the most effective first steps is automating it, what people call paying yourself first.
I've heard that phrase a million times.
Because it works. Automating your savings, even a small amount, removes the daily debate. It reduces decision fatigue and builds the habit for you. It becomes a non-negotiable act of funding your future self.
Let's actually try this. Think of a savings goal you have right now. What is it?
I guess save for a down payment on a house. It feels so huge and far away, though.
Okay, down payment is the technical term. But what does that house represent to you? What's the value underneath it? Let's get specific.
Well, it's about stability. Not having a landlord, having a garden for my dog, a place to host friends. A sense of permanence, I suppose.
Beautiful. See how different that feels? You're not saving for a down payment. You're saving for stability, for a garden for the dog, for a place to build community. So many guides suggest renaming your actual savings account to reflect that.
Wait, really? Just change the name in my banking app?
Yes. Instead of savings account number 2, you see Dog's Garden Fund or Future Home Base every time you log in. It's a small psychological trick that connects the boring act of transferring money to the rich emotional goal you're working toward.
That actually sounds motivating. It makes it feel more real, less like just a number on a screen.
That's the whole point. You're giving your money a purpose, a job to do that you deeply care about.
Now, the biggest obstacle to saving is often its counterpart, emotional spending. We feel stressed, bored, or sad, and a quick purchase gives us a little dopamine hit.
Definitely been there. The I deserve this trap after a long week.
We all have. Mindful saving gives us tools to handle that. The first is awareness. Like we discussed with mindful spending, just noticing the trigger is half the battle. Some people keep a journal. Felt anxious about work, bought a new sweater.
And just writing it down helps.
It creates a space between the feeling and the action. Over time, you see the pattern. Then you can consciously choose a different response. Maybe it's a walk, calling a friend, or meditation. Things on what some experts call a feel-good list of low or no-cost alternatives.
Okay, so you're not just fighting the impulse, you're replacing it.
Exactly. Another powerful tool is the 24-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $50, you put it on the list and wait 24 hours. No exceptions.
I feel like I'd just buy it the next day.
You might at first, but research and countless anecdotes show that more often than not, the intense urge fades. You realize it was a want, not a need, and the satisfaction of saving the money outweighs the fleeting joy of the purchase.
So it's about breaking that instant gratification loop.
Yes, and here's one more reframe I love. Calculate the life energy cost of an item. If you make $30 an hour after taxes, that $150 jacket isn't just $150. It's 5 hours of your life. 5 hours you spent working.
Ooh, that puts it in a very different perspective. Is this jacket worth 5 hours of my time? Suddenly, the answer is often no.
It forces you to align the purchase with your most valuable, non-renewable resource, your time. This brings us to the biggest challenge most people face with saving, the feeling of deprivation, the sense that you're missing out on life today for some far-off future.
Yes, how do you save for tomorrow without feeling like you're sacrificing everything today? It's a real tension.
The key is to reject the all or nothing mindset. A mindful approach builds joy into your plan. Many financial experts recommend creating a dedicated guilt-free spending category in your budget.
So, planning to spend, that seems counterintuitive.
It's essential. It's an allowance you give yourself for spontaneous fun, a coffee, a movie ticket, a book. By intentionally setting that money aside, you can spend it without an ounce of guilt, because you know your important goals are already being taken care of.
So it prevents that feeling of being on a super strict diet, where you're more likely to binge later.
That's the perfect analogy. It makes your plan sustainable. Another strategy is to prioritize spending on experiences over things. Research consistently shows that experiences, like a trip or a class, provide more lasting happiness than material goods.
That connects back to the values piece. If I value connection, maybe I save aggressively by not buying clothes, but I always have money for dinner with friends.
That's it exactly. It's not about cutting everything. It's about cutting what matters least to fund what matters most, both now and in the future. Finally, practice gratitude. Consciously appreciate what you already have. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful antidote to the constant desire for more. All right, we've covered a lot, from defining mindful saving to renaming accounts and navigating emotional spending.
My head is spinning a little, but in a good way. It feels more manageable. The key seems to be intention.
Intention and self-compassion. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. So, let's make this actionable. What is one small step you and our listeners can take this week?
I think the renaming the savings account thing is really concrete. I could do that in 2 minutes.
That's a fantastic start. Here are a couple of options for everyone listening. Pick one, just one. Number 1, just like you said, rename one of your savings accounts to reflect the true emotional goal behind it.
Okay, what's option 2?
Option 2, set up one automated transfer. It can be $5. The amount doesn't matter. The goal is to create the pathway and prove to yourself that you can do it. Make it automatic so you don't have to think about it.
I like that. Start small and build the muscle.
Exactly. Mindful saving is a practice, not a destination. It's about taking small, intentional steps toward a future that feels secure, peaceful, and aligned with who you truly are.